What is up, Karatics? In this video we'll be talking about the changes and additions that came with the new Chop Shop DLC update. I will leave a link to the Rockstar Newswire and patch notes down below in the pinned comment if you'd like to check it out for yourself. But anyways, let's get started with some of the obvious and major additions and then work our way to the more detailed stuff. Also, the additions that are exclusive to current gen, which are PS5 and Xbox Series X/S, will be discussed at the end of the video just to keep it separate for those of you on old gen. So first off, we have the new salvage yard business with Yusuf, where you can do what are essentially mini heists to steal and sell / salvage cars, and also the tow truck service in that business where you can get cars to salvage as well. Plus we have 8 new vehicles for day 1 content, plus 3 police vehicles that can now be purchased. Also we have the new drift tuning upgrade, which is available for these 8 cars, and the new drift races, which are actually a lot of fun. Also keep in mind that there are 8 unreleased drift feed vehicles for this update. If you guys haven't seen my video on the drift feed cars, I will leave that linked above here as well. So in total, between day 1 vehicles and drift feed, we have a total of 19 new purchasable vehicles for this entire update, which is actually pretty good. Also, we received 1 new gun in this DLC, which is the battle rifle. And there's also 1 drip feed gun coming later this Christmas, which is the snow launcher. Essentially, it's like the compact grenade launcher, but it shoots snowballs instead of grenades. Pretty cool. Now, moving on to the more detailed stuff, we have the interaction menu that has been completely overhauled and has tons of things that have been moved around. Also, Rockstar has removed the easy way out option from the interaction menu, so the only place you can do it now is in the pause menu, unfortunately. I think it's a bit annoying. They should have kept that in there because it's used quite often, but it just is what it is. Daily objectives from the interaction menu have now been replaced with daily challenges and contain brand new challenges in them as well. Players will now receive a birthday hat on their in-game character's creation date, and they're numbered in order of year, so depending on how long you've been playing, you'll have those amount of hats. So I've been playing since day 1 in 2013, so 10 years, I have 10 hats here, as you can see. And in the game code, they did find that there are 15 hats in there, so I wonder if that possibly confirms that Rockstar will only support GTA 5 Online for another 5 years. I think that would probably make sense with GTA 6 coming out in 2 years, you know, 3 more years of support at the same time that GTA 6 is out for 5 online. I think it kind of makes sense. The LS Car Meet buying feature that was only available on PS5 and Xbox Series X/S is now available for old gen, which makes acquiring most of the removed website cars a lot easier now on those platforms. Voice chat is now default set to off when you load into online. A player text message restriction has been added, so you can now block randoms from sending you messages in game. Players can now add the garage names to the individual floors in the Eclipse Boulevard garage, which was missing in the last DLC, so that's nice. Players will now gain LS Car Meet rep when starting a private takeover. LS Car Meet series races have had the reputation gain permanently increased by 20%, which is nice. Jukeboxes inside player properties can now play any radio station. The Up and Atomizer can no longer be used inside buildings you load into. Rockstar states this is to prevent the players from getting stuck. Interesting. Player and job reporting has been updated, although this system is basically useless. The player email feature from the in-game websites has been removed. Makes sense since most players rarely ever used it. The Monstrosity and the La Cruz Monitech armor glitch with the Sunstrip and the chassis upgrade, that has been patched, so those upgrades will no longer give you the extra armor. The bookmark jobs section page glitch has been fixed, so now you can go back to the first page without it glitching out, and allows you to go back to other pages normally. The session host job crashing issue has been fixed, so for those of you who don't know what this is, basically if you were the host or the first person in a specific free mode session, and then you'd start a playlist or a job and then invite the players from said session, when you started the race or whatever it was, it would actually crash your game. This happened to me multiple times in the past on stream when the Mercenaries update came out, And to combat this, I actually had to have a friend host the session for me, be in that session first, so that it would crash his game instead of mine for the car meet events that I host. So very, very annoying, but now that is fixed. Next up, the AFK security camera method unfortunately has been patched, so you can no longer use this method to avoid being kicked from a session. That's pretty unfortunate, just is what it is. And lastly, the Raiju armor bug, where it could tank tons of normal bullet rounds, has been fixed. However, for some reason, the Raiju now has an audio engine sound bug, where sometimes you can't hear the sound from other players flying it. But again, it's more of a rare issue. It doesn't really happen all the time, but it can happen. Moving along, we have over 150 items of new clothing available, plus new tattoos, and a new hairstyle as well. Continuing to changes for the job creator, there are tons of changes and additions. I'm not going to go over every single one because this video would probably be an hour long, but I'll go over some of the more notable ones here. So you can now add a race starter and crowds of people in a race similar to the LS Car Meet Series races, stationary vehicle props, race crowd roadblocks, probably a Mustang lover's dream, a stationary clone of the race creator's personal vehicle, which is pretty cool, plus 4 new catch-up options that have been added to make catch-up a lot more fair. I mean, just amazing stuff here. And here's the rest of the creator changes here on screen. It's just insane how much they significantly improve the creator with every DLC. It's very impressive. Continuing to the additions and changes that are only for current gen, which is PS5 and Xbox Series X/S, Rockstar has updated the career progress menu business section to include the new Chop Shop business. However, some players are reporting that some of the other challenge categories have been reset for them, so make sure to double check this and send a Rockstar support ticket if necessary. Next up, animals have finally been added into GTA Online, which is amazing. It makes the game feel a lot more lively now for sure. We also have the new vehicle organizer in the interaction menu, which allows you to move your cars between all your garages. I mean, that is super convenient. That's going to save us tons of time moving cars between multiple properties. And lastly, for current gen content, we have the addition of the new Vinewood Club garage, which is located here. It's a 100-car garage storage separated into 5 floors, so 20 cars each, which is great for car collectors like myself. However, this is sadly only available to players who have a GTA Plus membership, which is currently $6 US per month. Now, if you cancel your membership after you put cars in there, you won't lose access to it. You're still going to be able to go in there and get your cars. However, you won't be able to bring any new cars in there to store or take the other ones out and put them in a different garage. So what I recommend doing is moving most of your existing cars there, organize them exactly how you like, and then just go ahead and cancel the subscription. Again, you won't be able to move or add any new cars in there, but you will still have access to the cars that are currently in there, but you can't really move them around or take them out of there. Just think of it as a permanent garage spot, pretty much. And lastly, they fixed a ton of bugs and glitches for all the businesses, missions, loading screens, properties, and more. Again, I'll leave a link to the full patch notes down below in the pinned comment if you want to see it for yourself. Again, I didn't cover every single little change in this video, but I did cover most of the major ones. Anyways guys, hope this was helpful. Let me know down below in the comments what your favorite additions / changes are for the new Chop Shop DLC update. Personally, I think this is a pretty good DLC, a lot better than the Mercenaries update, and honestly most of the recent DLCs we've had as well. But anyways, again guys, hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.